Hey my sparkle lights, it's ShesABeautyOMG and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. As you could tell by the title of this video, you guys already know. Look what I got on. It's my Goku t-shirt. Yeah, I just love how it looks. I got this for my job a while ago. I get to talk about my top 5 favorite anime that I absolutely love. You guys already know who number 1 is. Dragon Ball Z is my all-time number 1 favorite anime ever. And this was my very first anime that I actually started to watch. And honestly, I didn't know what anime was. It was just something refreshing and very cool and exciting and fun to watch. As a kid, I was just really into it. Like, my favorite character is, Goku on my shirt. I think Goku is one of those characters that a lot of people like. So, and then I like Piccolo, I like Boomer, Master Roshi, Krillin, Gohan, Vegeta, Trunks, Android 18, and Frieza. Like, those are my favorite characters in particular. And what made me really into this anime was the epic fights they would have. And my all-time favorite one, you guys already know, is Goku and Vegeta. Like, that made Dragon Ball Z like a staple, because of the fights they used to have, and they were both like equals. They was like going in on each other, and it made me felt so hype up about it. I was like, oh shit, like it's getting really intense and so good. Like, it was just giving me such a rush with the Kamehameha. What Goku used to do, especially when he used to go Super Saiyan. My second favorite anime I actually watch on Netflix is called High School Girl. And I really fell in love with this anime because it took place in the 90s. And it's about both of these characters, Hugo and Akira. Hugo was more like into video games more. He was like obsessed with it. Like, he didn't really care about his academics or his life. Really, he was just into like the gaming and stuff. Like, that's all he was passionate about. And then he met Akira. Like, she's known for being rich, popular, and talented. It was like very strict for her at home, and I felt so bad for her because she had to sneak away to play video games just to have fun, to escape from the academics and stuff. And as a kid growing up playing video games, like, me and my sisters, we was very good academically in school. Like, we always been taught like to try your best in school, don't push yourself too hard as long as you get a good grade. And my mom always taught me and my sisters to always do your homework first before if you want to do anything fun. So I still enjoy playing video games now. It's just a stress reliever because all those emotions that you feel, like, video games is a way to relieve that. The way with Hugo and Akira, they bonded over time with their love of video games. And I thought it was so sweet. It just reminds you could have a deep connection with someone if you have the same interests. Number 3, this was like a tie for me because me and my sister Kayla really bonded on both these animes. We was like really into it. Tokyo Ghoul and Death Note. They were very intriguing to watch. It was like very interesting because both of them, I would have to say, they were very dark, eye-opening, and very surprising with the twists and turns that it had. with how the stories were. Tokyo Ghoul was more supernatural, gruesome, and intense, but Death Note was more mysterious, psychological, and dramatic. In both of these animes, it made me have like a deep understanding for it more. Tokyo Ghoul it's like an alternate reality where ghouls, creatures that look like normal people, but they could only survive by eating human flesh. And then it's like they want to live amongst the human population in secrecy. It's about Ken. He's a college student who he barely survived his date, and he was taken to the hospital. He was in critical condition, and then after he recovered, he underwent a surgery that transformed him into a half ghoul. And then he had to deal with this new reality of his, and he had some daily struggles that he was trying to fit into the ghoul society, but then he had to keep his identity a secret from people that he knew. And then Death Note, on the other hand, it followed like he's like a teen genius, and then he found this notebook called Death Note, in which it belonged to Raku, and he granted him the supernatural ability to kill anyone like whose name that he write in this book. He had to have this identity in which he had to call himself Kira. And then this guy named L, he's like a international detective whose past is surrounded by mystery. Okay, number 4 would have to be Dr. Stone. You guys also know me and my sister Kira bonded with this anime as well. Me and my sister Kira thought it was very cool how Senku, the genius, and he found himself to be suddenly revived in a world where he found that all the traces of human civilization has been erased. So, and then he begun to study the humans that have gotten turned to stone in order to find a cure, and it was nitric acid. So he began to revive like Tanju, Yusuria, and a famous martial artist named Tsukasa. But then Tsukasa, like he didn't like the idea that Senku wanted to form a scientific civilization, because he thought that the old world was tainted and it shouldn't not be back to the way it was. The more and more me and my sister Kayla watched it, like it became very clear that Tsukasa was trying to murder Senku because he did not want the scientific world to be happening. And then he begun to think that he killed Senku, but he would end up being alive. So, but then Senku, he discovered this tribe of people that was already living, and he found this has a great opportunity to create a kingdom of science. And you guys know how much I love science, like with space and how stuff was made and everything. The tribe of people that was living in the village, it was started by his father along with 5 other astronauts, because Senku, he wasn't really an emotional person, so he just felt really proud of himself, like the accomplishment that he did, making this kingdom of science the way it was by these inventions that he did. I could not wait to season 2 come out. The last anime was my favorite, have to be Kill la Kill, and it took place at Hajoni, I think I pronounced that right, academy that was dominated by a fearsome student council led by Satsuki. And then the transfer student Yuko, she had like this scissor-shaped longsword, so she could cut through the Goku uniforms. And the sounds the council has, she searches for her father's killer. she became friends with this hyperactive student named Mako, and she lived with her family. And then she faced ShesABeauty's Elite Four. They wore powerful 3-star Goku uniforms in a series of duels. And she found out the person that killed her dad. And she just turned to this uncontrollable monster. She couldn't help herself. So the academy was actually shut down, and everyone had to leave out so they could live their normal lives. And it was really cool talking about my favorite anime to you guys. And don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to click the bell so you stay notified when I upload a video. And if you guys want to check out my Patreon, I will leave it down in the description box down below. You guys can also find me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch at ShesABeautyOMG. And always remember, you guys, don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle. And I love you guys so much, my sparkle lights. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.